Live from the internet and recorded on June 19, 2018. This is the Crystal Chronicles, your official, unofficial Final Fantasy Dissidia Omnia podcast, episode 15. My name is Pierre, and I'm joined, as usual, by my friend Mark. Hey, Mark, how are we doing tonight?
Hello, Pierre. Hello, Twitchers. Hello, Dissidians. We're doing pretty good.
So, this is show number 15, and before we get into show 15, we need to resolve everything related to show number 14, and that would be our giveaway of a NT code that we had to give away through social media. The rule was to either like and retweet or like and share, depending on Facebook or Twitter, or post for the episode. And we have a winner on Facebook. His name is Erman. Erman, I will be sending you the code at the end of the show to get the jump code. Make sure you use it before June 30th. On this episode, at the very end, we will be giving another NT jump code to someone live with us on Twitch, and we'll be giving 2 additional codes throughout the week, one to someone on Twitter and one to someone on Facebook. So this week you get 3 codes for the price of 2 last week. So there you go.
We got triple slip, triple digits, triple giveaway. Where triple digits came from. 3 times 5 is 15. There's a lot of 3s. So, all you numerologists.
Don't quit your day job to become a math teacher. It's probably not where you want to go. Before we get into Dissidia Omnia, we've got some Final Fantasy related news. The first one being that if you are a Final Fantasy, or if you ever were a Final Fantasy record keeper player, you know that the game has what they call dress record.
Finally.
And the most anticipated, requested, wanted dress record is finally getting added to the game. And Mark, I'll let you introduce it.
So many letters that I've written, letter writing campaigns that I've started. Obviously tweets and emails and Facebook posts, but physical letters daily for the last 3 years. Finally, we are going to have the Cloud dress record.
And the crowd goes wild.
Exciting. So the question is, Dissidia Final Fantasy Omnia, Square Enix, when are we going to get that for this game?
Oh,
I hope not 3 years from now.
Yeah, I'm hearing from Square right now. They're saying 3 years from now. So don't hold your breath.
Okay.
Wait. They're saying it will cost you a lot of money. So
I will say, on a serious note, and that is a serious thing, they are getting the Cloud wearing a dress record in FFRK.
Which means they officially jumped the shark.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's just downhill from there. Anyway. No, I've been playing a little bit of FFRK because they have this new story mode. It's really great. It's really cool. You don't have to be invested in any other part of the game. You can just play it and have fun. Don't worry about anything else, all the crazy events and stuff. They are doing a fairly cool Mithril relic draw event, though, during this month and up until the 7th of July. They're going through every Final Fantasy and giving a 5 Mithril, which is very, very cheap in that game, gem equivalent, the real money currency. For 5 Mithril, you get 3 relics and a guaranteed 5-star from each of the realms. So very cool little giveaway they're doing there in FFRK. So if you haven't played a while, you can go back on, draw a whole bunch of free relics.
That's pretty cool.
Get 5 and 6-star relics for pretty much nothing. So, hey, maybe they'll do something like that in Dissidia. You never know.
In 3 years.
In 3 years. 3 years from now.
All right. Another bit of Final Fantasy news, which See what I have
Nice.
here?
Nice.
Obviously, if you're listening to the audio version, you're not
Yep.
seeing
Yep.
anything. That's
Yep. Yep.
a wine glass because apparently, as per popular demand, Square is releasing their Ifrit Rouge and Shiva
Mm,
Blanc wines again. So they're around about $70 US per bottle, but they
very
come
nice.
with a specifically designed label and gift box,
Beautiful. Beautiful.
which you cannot get shipped outside of the United States of America. So I guess for me tonight,
Mm,
it's going to be good old Pepsi in
mm-mm.
the
The
glass
Pepsi.
because that's all I'm getting.
Pepsi.
So
Yeah,
good cheer to you.
the Ifrit is red, in case you were wondering. The Shiva is a white wine, sweet, I would think. White wine, little maybe you know, cold aftertaste. I don't know.
And the
I
joke being,
like,
if you're not a wine drinker, that red wine is usually drank at, more or less room temperature,
yes.
maybe a little colder than that, but not too much. Whereas white wine is usually drink chilled. So,
Pierre and I dig through the internet to find you these things so that you don't have to.
yep,
This
yep.
is this is the service we provide.
The
I
Crystal
know there are
Chronicle
people out
podcast,
there.
so you don't
Yeah.
have to.
People who are out there thinking, I love Final Fantasy. I love wine. How can these two worlds collide?
See, this
How
is
can I have a
exactly
fancy
me.
wine party and invite my Final Fantasy friends, or have my wine friends start playing Final Fantasy, mix them all together? We just need
Um,
some Final Fantasy cheese to go with that. So some Final Fantasy caviar. I mean, I'm all about fancy Final Fantasy parties. Can I
boy.
just say that?
Let me
So
go see real quick on that wine.
beautiful, beautiful, beautiful gift box, beautiful label. The wine looks like a fairly decent quality wine. Um, from my limited research and understanding of wine. I like me the whiskey. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't drink that much.
Okay, that's funny. It says, see, the red wine is a 2016 Chateau de Bois
Mm.
red wine, and it's priced at $70, and that's a great part. It says at the very end, note, the price includes gift box, which is shipped
Yes,
separately.
yeah, I did see that. But just not shipped together, because why would that make any sense?
Well, I mean,
We will send you
the
the
wine
wine.
the wine shop ships the wine, and probably Square ships a box, but it's just
Yeah.
awkward if you want to get it shipped directly to someone as a
Oh
gift.
no, no. Well, it's two gifts in one. Then
Yep.
they get the wine. They're like, "Wow, this beautiful wine," and then they get a box, and they're like, "Wow, this great box." And who doesn't need a box? I got a whole basement full of boxes. You never know when you're going to need a box. I mean, I move a lot, so that helps. But I love boxes. Boxes are great.
So I will have Mark order one of each and smuggle it to Canada, and
Yeah.
I will
If
review
you'd
them
like
for
to,
you.
if you'd like to support us on, we don't have Patreon. If you want to send us checks or buy us wine, we'll be happy to try it on air.
But
There's no ban against drinking on this show, so
hey, we're my kids are sleeping, so it's past bedtime. So anything goes.
Daddy's doing his drunk podcast again.
It's drunk Final Fantasy podcast. That's what's happening. All right, moving on to more serious Dissidia Opera Omnia news. There's a new, a fun card on Twitch is saying friends don't let friends Dissidia drunk. That's actually
Mm,
very untrue. Friends who are
yeah,
real friends will let you Dissidia drunk.
yeah.
Except if you're going to co-op with me, then
Co-op,
please
don't
be
co-op.
sober for the love of God. Um, all right, so there's a new global tier list, and Mark has asked me not to read up too much on that to be able to do some Q&A. So I'll let you go ahead with that point, and I've already deleted
Yeah,
everything else regarding that topic from my outline. So I'm all
great,
yours.
excellent. So user Extra Dean with two X's on Reddit has created this really cool algorithm, which is the maths, to develop a global tier list. You know, we've had this Japanese tier list for a long time. Doesn't really represent the global meta. So user Extra Dean has really done some good work. I thank you. Go read his article. We're going to have Pierre put it in the show notes so you can look at it. It's on the Reddit, on the subreddit for Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. He explains all of the mathematical, how we got to this. So we're just going to go quickly down the top 10 and the bottom 5 and maybe have some conversation around that. But Pierre has not seen this list. So I thought it would be fun, given his vast Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia knowledge, if he could guess even like the top 5 or 5 of the top 10 and the bottom 5. So let's start with the top 10. So who do you think the top 10 current global rankings include? Who are the 10 best characters in Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia Global?
Yeah, let me just link that real quick on Twitch because we've got people asking. Do not give me the answers on Twitch, please. Don't be that person.
Don't talk about it on Twitch. Don't spoil it.
Don't be the first person to get kicked on
This is
on
good
our Twitch.
entertainment.
Okay, so 10. All right.
Yes.
Cloud.
Okay, Cloud is number 10.
Okay. Squall.
Squall is number 2.
Titus.
Titus is number 4.
Lightning.
Number 1.
Oh, okay. So I'm 4 and 4 so far. That's good.
Yes.
Papa Limo.
Papa Limo is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hey, all right. I'm 5 on 5. Seymour.
Seymour's number 6.
Oh, wow. I'm impressed by myself.
You're so smart.
Wait, that's where it goes downhill from there.
It's going to get rough here in a second. Yeah.
Prish.
Prish is number 3.
Oh,
Woo!
wow. Okay.
You're doing good.
I am.
Good. So you're missing 7, 8, and 9.
All right. I don't know. Go ahead.
Okay. So the top 10: Lightning with a rating of 100. 100's the max rating. Squall with a rating of 100. Prish with a rating of 99. Titus with a rating of 98. Papa Limo with a rating of 94. Seymour with a rating of 94. Ramza with a rating of 92.
I should have thought of him.
Aiko with a rating of 91. Vincent with a rating of 86. And Cloud with a rating of 84. Yeah, Vincent, you'll see him used quite a bit in multiplayer still. He's a good character. Great debuffer. So there's still a lot of people using Vincent. So that is the top 10. And I believe, Pierre, you did an excellent job.
7 on 10.
Got 7 out of 10. Very good. Who do you think are in the bottom 5?
Okay, bottom 5. I can do this.
Yes.
First one, it's an easy one. In the bingo card, it's the free square. Let's go with Zaz.
Zaz is the lowest rated character with a rating of 29.
Ouch.
Yes.
That hurts.
Yes.
Let me pop my list real quick.
Yeah, look at the characters.
Yeah, it's just going to be a lot easier that way. Okay, so I said Zaz. I want to say Cyan?
No.
No? Okay.
Not rated well.
Galif?
Oh, Galif is the bottom 6.
Okay.
He would be number 6 from the bottom, yes.
Okay, not too bad.
Or number 40, whatever, yeah, that is.
I'm going to try a cheap shot. Waka?
Waka is 3rd from the bottom. Yeah.
So I'm 2.5 so far.
Yes.
Yuffie.
Yuffie, 2nd from the bottom. Yep.
Okay. I hope I'm wrong with that one. Sabin?
Sabin is not, but
Okay.
there is another character from Final Fantasy VII or Final Fantasy VI in this bottom 5.
Is there?
Yes.
Let's see. Who could it be? Shadow.
Shadow is the fourth from the bottom.
Okay, so I'm only missing one.
You're probably not going to get it. It's King
Oh, yeah,
from
I
Type
would.
Zero.
Okay.
Yes. So, I know you've not had a chance to look over the list, but as we talked about the top 10, which are again Lightning, Squall, Prish, Titus, Papalamo, Seymour, Ramza, Aiko, Vincent, and Cloud, and the bottom five, which would be King, Shadow, Waka, Yuffie, and Zaz. Any initial thoughts? Any agreements, disagreements?
Well, from what I'm seeing so far, um, it would seem like it's very on par with what was the tier list from Japan when the game actually launched. It's it's
Right.
not super different from what it was, which kind of helped me do guesswork from there. One of the big surprise that Fastcard on Twitch mentioned, and I kind of agree with him, would be that it's odd to see Cecil so far from the in the list. So that would
Yeah.
be
Yeah, Cecil's got a rating of 80 something. He's
yeah,
like in the top
83.
15, top 20. But yeah, if you look at the original, when we started the game, when Global was released, the original Japanese tier list, the top tiered characters were Squall, Vaughn, Laguna, Cloud, Terra, Yuna, and is that Sarah? I don't know who that lady is. Anyway, I think that might be Sarah. Anyway, a white character, which I'm pretty sure is Sarah. So obviously we don't have Sarah. She's in chapter 9, I believe, with Edgar and somebody else in chapter 9. But we don't. Van is not in the top 10. Laguna's not in the top 10, but he's close. Tara's not in the top 10 again. She's in the top 20. So Tara then will get better with her 60 awakening.
Well,
Laguna
Terra is
doesn't
already
have
pretty
his.
kick ass.
Yeah, Laguna doesn't have his 35 CP weapon, nor does Van. So I'm sure when Van and Laguna get their weapons, they'll get shot up a little bit, and when these characters get awakening. So no, I think it looks pretty on point. Very truthfully, um, for where the game is today. you know, not assuming any other characters than we have. Obviously, if you've played multiplayer for more than 5 minutes, you've seen a lot of lightnings, a lot of squalls, a lot of Prishes, and if you played before lightning and squall and Prish, a lot of Tituses, and
Yep.
you're starting to see a lot of Papalamos and a few Seymours still. You still see some Ramses in co-op, and we need to talk about that. We know Aiko is a good character. You see Vincent's and Clouds too, so
I haven't seen Aiko since the
yeah,
Aiko event, to be honest.
not really ideal in co-op, but
I've seen quite a lot of Vincents lately, which sort of surprised me, but I haven't been wiped with Ramza so far.
yeah,
Hey, this
yeah.
is super unrelated. I've got ADHD, so you wouldn't be surprised, but I just found like this plastic cap on the table, and look, if I squeeze on it, it does the Batman symbol. Dun dun dun.
Yes, and for those of you listening at home, it does look like the Batman symbol. So
I am so sorry.
you can just get a USB or thumb drive cap, and you can squeeze it and make the Batman symbol at your house. So
um,
that's great. You can just draw it on a piece of paper if you really want.
All right. Steve on Twitch is saying the thing is the tier list changes as the meta shifts. So I
Yes.
guess top
Yep.
tier equals the synergy characters have with decent skill plus whose gear you have drawn.
Yeah.
Um, so
Yeah, and
that's
like I said, I think this tier list accurately represents the game today.
yeah, as we're in
Uh,
right now.
It may not represent the game next week or a month from now, but it does represent the game today. And that's why I do think the Japanese tier lists are good to at least have in your head, because you do see what the awakenings are going to do, what bringing characters up to level 60 and crystal strength 60, what the EX weapons, that's the next tier of weapons, what those are going to do. So it's
So
always good to have in the back of your head.
the event Strength of Courage we have right now introduces Cater. Right now on the list you've provided, Cater is not yet
She is
ranked.
not there.
Where would you rank Cater?
Lower half.
Oh, lower half. That bad.
Or half.
Okay. Basically, Cater is a kind of weird. She's got that weird thing going on. She's a gun user, and her triple slip command gives us bravery and grant a unique status, charge and dodge, which upgrades her second command and increases her invasion and make her brave attack loaded shot, which does 1.3 brave damage. Then she's got another attack called Blizzard ROK, Rock, Blizzard Rock.
Blizzard Rock!
I guess it's Final Fantasy Type 0 reference that I don't get, which is an AoE ice attack that does additional damage when charge and dodge is active. So to get the most out of her, you kind of gotta have the triple slip / charge and dodge mechanic going on. I find it a bit confusing and awkward to use, but maybe that's just me.
Yeah. She does have some pretty decent brave damage, especially versus ice weak characters. With her weapons, obviously her charge and dodge increases, her damage increases. She gets that attack boost with her weapons. That's nice. But again, yeah, she has to set up. And the problem with a character that's given evasion is if she is targeted, like I've been in co-op with Caters, and when she is targeted, she does evade very well. She's a great dodge character. The problem is you can't force your opponent to pick that character.
Yeah, she doesn't have any lock mechanic. Where,
so it's kind of unreliable, right? It's an unreliable mechanic. Yes, it can give you, if you're playing smart and the boss is targeting Cater, you can play it a little bit better than maybe with some other characters and be a little less concerned about being broken or being killed, especially in this event. But again, there's no way to assure that the boss is going to attack you or the enemy is going to attack you with your dodge bonus, with your evasion up bonus, which is real nice. It's a great bonus for her. But I didn't realize. So I watched. I was trying to get a sense of the character. Obviously, neither Pierre and I have played Type 0. I may at some point in my life. I'm not sure that that's going to happen, but nothing against it. I just didn't play it when it came out. And so I've not really done any research besides Final Fantasy Record Keeper and Opera Omnia here. So I went and watched some videos this week of Cater to try to get a sense of who this character is. And I realized, because in Type 0 you have this class, and you have like Ace and Jack and King and Queen, like a card deck, right? And I knew we had Deuce, because Deuce was a character that I used in Final Fantasy Record Keeper a lot. She was my main healer. So I was trying to figure out, where do these other characters fit in? Because you have like these traditional card name characters, and then you have characters that are just randomly named. They're not actually randomly named, and Cater is in fact number 4. So, you can figure out how that makes sense, and I think it does. So Ace, Deuce, Trey, Cater, and it goes on. Gets a little there, but yeah. So it's a hard sell for me because Dissidia Final Fantasy basically made her the Class 0 Yuffie. Right? I mean, the storyline that you play makes her seem like, okay, this is Yuffie in Class 0. So that does not endear me to this poor woman at all. It's cool that she has a magicite pistol, I guess. That's her weapon. So she shoots magic bullets or something. So that seems cool. And she's wearing a backpack, which I really appreciate in Final Fantasy costuming. Because if you've ever played a Final Fantasy game, and if you're listening to this, the answer's most likely yes. You pick up a lot of stuff along your adventuring, and how many characters in Final Fantasy like dress appropriately, and so even though she's wearing this school uniform, she does bring a backpack. Now it's probably just filled with magicite, but in my head, that's like a really smart thing to do.
Oops, sorry about that.
And that's her armor. Her armor is that backpack that you get in this event. So always get her, get your armors. And what's it called? Is it called the backpack? I don't even remember what it's called.
I think it's called like Cater's backpack or something.
It is Suzaku's bag? Zuaku's
bag. Suzaku's bag. So
okay, I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sure the bag has a story that I know nothing about. But Cater. If you're a big Type 0 fan and you love Cater, and she's not, again, I don't think she's not the worst, she's not the best. She's decent in this event. I mean, I co-opted with several Caters. She's not a bad character to have in this event at all. But since she is primarily a brave shaver, which means she does brave damage to lower your enemy's brave and increase her own, and she has a very low, compared to other characters, max brave, I would think your artifact priority should go to the max brave plus 330. And if you could get that plus Mighty Blizzard Rock 2-star, that would be your that would be your ideal artifact for 5 CP. If you can get 3 of those, then I hate you, and don't show me pictures of it.
Fastcard on Twitch is saying that Suzaku is one of the 4 gods popular in Final Fantasy. You fight them a lot in Final Fantasy 11. So
I would also know very little about that, as I have not played really either of the multiplayer online games, besides these mobile games. Yes.
I don't know if you can hear this, but
no,
there's a very rough cat battle going up upstairs.
I have not heard anything.
All right, that's good.
Yeah.
So basically, good character, but with the lack of a lock mechanism to force enemies to target her, it's kind of moot. So that's all right. Now co-op, you fight the Cavalier, which is a pretty cool looking iron giant. He's got the same like finger thingy going on, so it's the same animation behind the scene. Would you know he's weak to ice damage, and he's got a dangerous brave plus HP attack, and he can raise his defense very high. So think like Turtle without the shell.
Yeah, when he gets into that, I forget what it's called, that mode. Let me pop him up here. I love the animation. I love the enemies in this game. I think are great. Yeah, when he vulcanizes, he grants defense up to himself, and it's pretty significant. So you can see you're not doing much damage to him when he gets in that vulcanized mode. Most of the games that I've played have not gotten to that, but when they do, it's usually not real good. So.
It's a sign to move on.
Yeah. That thrust torrent, melee brave attack plus HP attack grants speed up to self. That is the nasty attack that does a lot of brave damage and can pretty much one-shot your characters. So doesn't come out very early, but it can hit really hard. Oh, so
who do we not? I'm just gonna flip your turns or your things on. Who do we not bring to this fight?
Oh, so I've seen a couple people bring Ramza, and I have a fully limit broke Ramza, and I like Ramza. I like Final Fantasy Tactics. You know, I love that world a lot.
That's your cue to start ditching on Ramza.
But Ramza is really not great in the current co-op meta. Because especially with characters like, I don't know, Papalymo, Tidus, Lightning, Squall, Prish. Ramza and Prish, I think, work well together. But all of these other characters, especially Lightning and Ramza does nothing for Lightning, right? His buffs do nothing to help Lightning whatsoever. And the problem with Ramza is he's a 2-turn setup character. And we're talking, 15 to 25 turns. You don't want to be spending 2 of your turns. And remember, that turn limit includes everybody's turns, right? All 3 of the characters. You don't want to necessarily spend 2 of your turns setting up just to give people brave regeneration and attack up, which a lot of these characters, Lamo and Squall and Lightning, will have on their own.
Yeah, because the whole point of co-op right now with the way the score mechanic works is you got to finish the fight in as less turns as possible to get the higher score.
Yeah.
As high score as you can. So if you have characters like Ramza, who's just, well, I won't say wasting turns, but just burning through turns to get prepared, while you're already throwing away 2 turns that you're not going to get back at the end of the fight. And then if you waste those turns to try and boost characters such as Lightning, well, it's pretty much just wasted right there.
Yeah, a co-op right now, a co-op battle, and people on Twitch or the internet can tell me I'm wrong, and I would be happy for them to say that. But as I experience it, a co-op battle with one Ramza and 2 Lightnings, Ramza is doing nothing to help that battle, right? He's doing 2 turns to buff himself, and then he's going to get maybe another turn before the boss is dead. He's not helping Lightnings at all. So be mindful. There are combinations that he would be good. I mean, Ramza and 2 Cecils potentially, Ramza and 2 Preeches potentially. I think Ramza and Preesh work well, although I'm not a Preesh player, so those Preesh players can let me know if she has buffs, self buffs. I don't think she does. So there's a lot of characters that won't have these buffs that Ramza will be able to help. But, he's a somewhat of a brave battery, but he's not a brave battery like Hope is, or Yuna is, or Aiko is even. So if you're bringing him just to be a brave battery, right now that's probably not going to be what you need to do. Onion Knight. So Onion Knight has a Blizzard attack, right? The problem is Onion Knight doesn't have his 35 CP weapon, I believe. And so Onion Knight's not particularly powerful, especially does he have synergy in this event? Who has synergy in this event?
Yeah, he does.
Okay, so that's why people are bringing Onion Knight. I mean, it seems to make sense, and I like Onion Knight quite a bit, but I've not been impressed with Onion Knights that I've seen played. So maybe you have a fully limit broke Onion Knight with his, I think I have his weapon. Does his 15 CP weapon? I'm pretty sure I have his 15 CP
sword.
weapon. Does that boost the...
It boosts his Blizzard combo.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, if you do have his weapon, then it's not doing terrible damage. But again, he just is doing brave attacks. And so if you're working maybe with a Cecil team, that might be Prish and, those characters that don't have HP attacks work really great with Cecils. Because Cecil can launch them and then they can do their damage without eating up extra turns. But in the things I've seen, Onion Knight's not done very well, and I've seen a couple Onion Knights get KO'd. So
wow.
Hope Hope has a buff in this event too.
Yep.
And Hope, one of the things that we can't overlook, Hope gets his 35 CP weapon in this event. And so Hope's not a terrible character. Hope's a pretty good brave battery, and he has those unique statuses, Protect and Shell, which in any other Final Fantasy game are quite common, but to Dissidia are unique to Hope. So he gets the magic boost and the defense boost and the magic defense boost. So those help, especially the physical, in this event. So Hope isn't actually very bad, and he can help mitigate damage. If you're bringing a Hope, realize you're looking at a 20 to 25 turn win with 2 good damage dealing characters, but you're going to have a safe co-op, right? The chance of you dying is probably less with Hope than with other characters. So Hope's not a bad choice, especially if you have his gear. Maybe not the best choice if you're trying to get, 75 to 100 plus thousand points each turn. If you're looking for 40, 50,000, you can probably go with a Hope and a couple Lightnings and be fine. Yeah.
All right. Where are you in terms of that event? Have you cleared it like to 1.5 million, or?
No. I've cleared it up into get all of my armor tokens, so I'm around 800,000 points. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good enough, I guess. I mean, after that,
I may play it. May play it a little bit more, but it depends on time and everything else to go to that 1,600,000. Obviously, if you're playing this, you're going to see a lot of lightning, squalls, Prish. Papalamo has an ice attack. Obviously, he's real good. Not seeing a lot of Tidus's. His damage is getting a little lower than some of the other characters. And Cater. Cater does well in this. I've not seen any Snows, though. And Snow might be a decent option because he does have that. He does have the ability to force the boss to attack him, which is helpful. And he does have an ice attack. So if anybody's using Snow, let us know. I am not. And I have not seen anyone using him because I don't think a lot of people have fully limit broke Snows. But
I've actually seen quite a few in the last event. So
okay, they're out there.
Oh, no, they're out there. They just haven't crossed your path yet. Another thing I said, I don't think you've said it. I might have missed it, but I don't think you said it. Don't bring in 2 Lightnings and a Sissel because they don't get along, and Sissel is just going to pout in a corner.
So here's the thing so I've seen some things on Reddit like, Lightning players read this, Lightning players read that, and some of them are like, Lightning players, don't be afraid to get broken. Lightning players, don't get broken because then the boss is going to get 9,000 brave and kill me, right? So I've seen all this stuff. I will say this to Lightning players, myself included. If you're playing Lightning, please pay attention to your turn order and realize when you use your abilities, you will change the turn order. And that can be a pain in the butt if you're trying to chain summon. So if Lightning A is, spamming their powers and getting like 3-4 turns after the summon ends before the next person can summon, you're just eating turns. So pay attention to where you are, and if the summon ends and the next person can summon, just HP or Brave attack. Don't use a power, right? And just let it go to the next so you're not eating up turns. And it's the same way if you have a Cecil in your party. Now, you can have a 1 Cecil 2 Lightning party, but remember, if you and your Lightning friend go all out, Spark Strike, and Flourish, poor Cecil's never going to get to act. And if Cecil doesn't get to act and he doesn't get to use Valiant Blow, then the point of having Cecil is moot, right? So maybe, listen, this sounds really weird. If you have a Cecil, like I did a co-op where, and I think I got 80 some thousand. So it was Lightning 1, Lightning 2, Boss, Cecil. So the best way to deal with that? Brave attack, Boss, Valiant Blow, right?
Yep.
So don't use your abilities, don't mess up the order, because every time you act in that chase mechanic, that knockback mechanic, it shoots up the summon gauge. So take those turns to do nothing, basically, but you're still going to do brave damage. But take those turns to do minimum brave damage so that Cecil can knock you back. You can increase your summon, and you can do that HP damage, right? And Cecil players, don't be afraid to use Valiant Blow your first 2 turns in a row. But my brave is maxed out. Who cares? Do Valiant Blow again, right? And I don't think I'm the only one that's saying this. If you're a Cecil player and you've used Valiant Blow and your turn comes around and, my max brave is maxed and I should HP attack, who cares? Don't HP attack. Get that summon gauge all the way up. Valiant Blow again, right? It's okay, buddy. Especially if you have 2 other players, then you can, get your summon gauge up in 6 turns. Believe me, we'll thank you. We'll let that 4,000 brave damage that you're doing slide because my lightning is going to do 400,000 brave damage in the 3 turns that you took to do that. So just, right? Be cool with it. It's okay.
But
I won't spam emojis.
you won't, but hey, that's my point. There's going to be a whole lot of son of a sobs thing going on from people who don't know your strategy. And I've said this before, I'll say it again. It is so the dangerous part with playing Cecil is that maybe quarter of the people know what you're doing, and the rest just think you are mad. So
yeah, just pretend you don't speak English and don't know what those emojis are saying.
Shit.
Like, what's that mean? Hey, it's a Kefka, yay! Anyway.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Mino Spellgod just joined on Twitch, and he says, "Oh dang, I thought these were always recorded on Wednesdays. I do apologize. We moved that ahead a little bit on reason that it's my birthday tomorrow, and I didn't want to stream on my birthday." He said, "Did I miss breaking down Carter? What's the verdict?" So in a couple words, Mark, what was the verdict on Carter, Cater?
She's good. She's not great.
There we go. That was the verdict.
Unless you're a huge Type 0 fan, then why not? I mean,
so
she's good in this event.
Well, it's often the case. The character will be good in the event, obviously, because it's target. I would love to see.
It's not always the case.
Well, all right. Name one.
No, but it's not always the case.
Name one character that was bad in his or her
in their event. Let me go back and look. You talk. I'll go back and look and see if I can see who's
talk. All right.
Bad in their event here. I'm pretty sure there was somebody who was not good in their event. I don't know who that was. What was the event that we were like beating in 3 turns?
That was
what event was that? Because that character certainly wasn't coming to the party. It's been a while. 4 or 5 characters ago. Yeah, well, Yuffie didn't have her own event here. But...
Oh no, that's right. That was Fast Card Sensors. So I just
Yuffie, yeah, Yuffie's event.
Yuffie's
event. Here, I'm going here. Let me see the order we've gotten characters. Yeah. Snow, Thranst. Yeah, Thranst wasn't great in his event. Let's say Zell's a thing. Yeah, Rams of Ferris, Priest, Cycle. Was Belthier good in his event?
That was the 2 Makinas.
Oh,
he
was
decent.
Yeah. What was with that we scored so high on? I don't remember. Okay, maybe you're right. I concede. Everybody's good in their event.
Well, let's see. There was Sabin. I think it was the event after Sabin.
That would have been Kryl. I think she was okay in her event. She wasn't great, but she was okay.
No, Steve on Twitch is saying Sabin. I apologize, but I kicked some serious ass with Sabin in his event, and I'm kind of sad that he's not as useful anymore. He was great. I'm a huge Sabin fan.
Yes.
So knowing you did not draw on that Cater.
How did you know? I have not drawn on anything recently.
Because I know you're still recovering from your lightning craze.
I am still recovering. I'm still in a fog of mithril expenditures, gem expenditures. Excuse me.
So you've got.
It's not a bad banner. I mean, you got Cater's 15 and 35 CP. She's not a terrible character. Hope, you get Hope's, both of Hope's weapons. Again, Hope is a decent Brave battery. He's the only character with Protect and Shell. So there's going to be times when that is helpful. And then you got Onion Knight, and of course, Onion Knight's fine, but you don't get his better weapon. I was trying to see where Cater is in the... Cater's around B tier in the Japanese tier system, so... she's probably around there in global right now, but Hope is very highly rated in Japan. I think especially after his, I don't know if he gets a buff. Let me look here. Where's Hope? Hope's down in the beginning. He's one of our entry characters. Hope, 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 Hope. He is, yeah, there he is. Does he have a level 60 awakening is what I am looking at. And he does, yes. So what does Hope get? Obviously, if you are going for Hope's weapons right now, Hope's weapons make Hope fairly decent. The Sky Cutter, which we've had access to, gives 3-turn attack up with shell to self. So that's not super good, but this is pretty good. With the Hawkeye, which gives bonuses to protect, you get party 6-turn speed up, and party gains more brave. And then the damage resistant duration is increased. With his awakening, slightly erases attack when brave is below initial brave. Oh, this is Cloud.
Oops.
What? Why am I looking at Cloud? Oh, because I'm next to Cloud. Okay, I must have pressed the wrong button. That doesn't make any sense. Here we go. Moderately raises speed while Shell is active. Nice. Shell increases by 1. Moderately raises Brave gained on attack. Slightly improves Shell's effect. Turns HP attack into HP attack plus. HP attack plus raises allies Brave. Yep, you're going to get Brave battery stuff. Moderately raises attack and max Brave while Protect is active. That's his 58 crystal strength power. And his 60 is increased protects max use by 1. Moderately raises the Brave gained on attack. Slightly improves Protect's effect. Turns Brave attack into Brave attack plus. So, yeah, obviously with his awakening, he gets a little bit better and becomes a fairly decent Brave battery. I think rated under Yuna, and is Sarah a Brave battery too? Let me see if I can find what Sarah does. What does Sarah do? People, what does Sarah do?
She just tries to do her best. She loves
Sarah?
snow.
Who is Sarah? She is, yep, she's a Brave battery and a buff character. Yeah, so, yeah, kind of like Hope, so. She's a little bit rated higher. But yeah, this is a good chance to get those weapons. If you like Cater and you like Hope, I don't know why anyone would like Hope, but if you do...
Dead parents.
His parents, well, you know, yeah, if your parents are dead and you relate, then I hear you.
I can imagine Batman playing
Yeah.
Hope.
Yeah, Batman likes
Oh,
Hope.
my parents are dead. Oh, so his roar.
Yeah.
All right.
Did you pull? Are you going to pull on this man, or you love this man? No? Okay.
I've got absolutely zero intention of pulling on this banner. I actually used to have I still have the Ancient Sword. I don't use Onion Knight as more as I used to, and I don't care for Hope. I don't really care for Cater. Still have Zaz's stupid ass guns.
Me too.
So I don't.
I think I have Onion Knight's sword here.
Yeah.
What's it called?
The Onion Sword? No, it's the Ancient Sword.
Yep. I have that ancient sword.
It makes you cry when you swing it.
Yeah.
Unless you wear glasses. Question of the week. So as you know, this is the 15th episode. We wanted to go all mellow and lavish and positive on you guys. So the question of the week was, what do you like most about Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia compared to other Final Fantasy mobile games? Now, obviously, keep in mind that this game might not be as advanced as other games such as Record Keeper, so the UI and the quality of life changes have not yet been implemented. But if I had to say, I absolutely love, as silly as it is, I love the little storyline that there's in there. And more than anything, I love how you can play for a very long time without getting asked to spend gems or spend money or anything. You can actually go to town for hours without having to do anything at all. And especially in co-op, I mean, you can host 5 games, but beyond that, you can play at your heart's content as long as somebody else's have bells going on.
Yeah.
Mark?
Yeah, I agree. And we're comparing this to other Final Fantasy mobile games, correct?
Yep.
So I have played Final Fantasy Record Keeper. I was a day one player. I played for 2.5 years. I have played Mobius Final Fantasy. I was a day one player. I played for too long. I have played.
We all
Final
remember
Fantasy.
fondly your Mobius minute in our previous season of Crystal Chronicles.
Yes. I have played Final Fantasy Brave Exvius.
I
and,
never understood
was a
that
day one player.
stupid game.
I did not play all the Bravest. That was another one, and I have not played the Record Keeper or the Kingdom Hearts game. Oddly enough, I'm a huge Kingdom Hearts fan. But yeah, of those 4 games that I've played, this one is rating very high, although we've only had it for a few months. One thing I really like about this, and I have played a lot of other mobile games, and I still play a lot of other mobile games. I like what Pierre said about you can play the entire story mode. So you can go through the entire story mode if you just got on today, all 8 chapters, normal and hard, without stopping, at your leisure, no stamina. You can just do that till your heart's content. All of the events you can do as much as you want for as long as you want. Yes, you only get 10 Cycle Quest missions a day, but I'm still sitting, even after that double crystal event, I'm still sitting at like 30 Cycle Quest keys.
I was going to say, I have more, let's say I have 60 Cycle Quest, and you can get them like as many as you want for 100 Dissidia points each, so that's pretty decent.
Yeah, and even the stamina. I mean, if you're using your character leveling well, you can just restore stamina. I have stamina potions still after grinding artifacts and everything else. So I feel like they're very generous with allowing you to actually play the game. Unlike games like, Candy Crush and that kind of model of mobile game. The thing I really like about this game, and it's the same thing I like about Final Fantasy Record Keeper, although graphically this is, different and superior in a lot of ways. Although Record Keeper is intentionally 8-bit, right? For that reason, or 16-bit, I guess, for that reason. But I really like that the characters are not the gacha, or the characters are not the grinding. Because I've played a lot of Star Wars and Marvel, 2 of my other big fandoms. I've played a lot of their mobile games, and almost all of their mobile games, either the characters are gacha, or you have to grind for the characters. And so it's almost impossible to get some of the best characters, because it just takes months and even longer. So you actually have to spend money if you really want to play your favorite character. I've never liked that idea. And so I really like the idea of having access to all of the characters. And then if I want to make the characters better, then I can, RNG for their weapons. And somebody could argue that, well, who cares if you have the character if you don't have their weapons? They're not any good. And, that's a valid argument. But I feel like we're given enough gems and tickets that for the characters you really like, you could get their weapons. Right, so.
Going on Twitch, there's a lot of talk about how the community is great in Dissidia Omnia. Mino actually says that he likes that he can write character evaluations on Reddit and actually get upvotes.
Yeah, the Reddit is one of the more positive Reddits. I've not seen any negativity on that subreddit, and I've been to many subreddits over the years. So I would say, and the support. I mean, Square is actually engaging with. Square has engaged with us. Well, Square is engaged on Twitter. Square is engaged at Reddit. I mean,
Steve brings that point. He says this and FFRK are probably the most free-to-play friendly ones that I've played. He says, personally, I like Opera Omnia more because it seems they have a very good community management and support, with Square Enix folks directly interacting with fans more on social media. He compares to record keepers and says that although record keeper is getting better at it,
Yeah.
we wouldn't know, but God knows we tried to get a hold of them.
Well, and that was that was part of their one of the American branches of DNA Games closed and all that kind of stuff. So there wasn't a lot of support for the global version of the game community wise, but Square Enix seems to be doing a very good job, and I encourage them to keep doing a good job and being connected to the fan community and online, and everything seems very positive.
I mean,
So
and just beyond that, look at what they did at PAX. Look at what they did at
yeah,
E3.
yeah,
Even a game as popular as Record Keeper didn't get that kind of coverage at all. And it kind of makes you wonder. I've always had the feeling, either by looking at our own show viewers or the Reddit or anything, I've always had the feeling that Opera Omnia was less popular than Record Keeper, and it's such a shame because it's getting so much work and attention from Square that
yeah.
it kind of made you wish it would pick up more of a following than it is.
Well,
But
I would say I'm pretty sure Opera Omnia is probably more played than is probably more actively played than Record Keeper, but I think less actively played than Brave XVS.
you think so?
Yeah, I think Brave XVS is the probably the top of the mobile games right now.
Hmm.
I don't know why because I can't stand Brave XVS. I don't like I mean, I literally everything about Brave Exvius kind of drives me crazy, and I did play it for quite some time, but I know a lot of people that like it. I mean,
Well, you have
but
such a strong patience that it's there we go.
yeah, but I know
Uh,
there was a huge hype in the Record Keeper community when this game launched in Japan. So
all right.
I don't know the numbers, but
The question next week, we talked a little bit about the meta in the beginning of this show, and I thought we'd try something fun. The question next week is going to be, if you could modify a character that is currently rated poorly in the meta, who would you modify and how? So what ability or what change would you give? Like, for example, I would take SAS and I would change disability to do this instead. He'd be so much better and da da da. So think about that. Again, the question is going to be, if you could modify a character that is currently rated poorly in the meta, who would you, in order to make him stronger slash better, who would you change and how? So this is a question for next week.
good
Feel
question.
free to leave a comment on YouTube or to send us your answer at kupo@tccpodcast.com, and we'll read it out during the next show. And now, obviously, you can also be on Twitch when we do the next show, and we'll be more than happy to engage with you and talk more about that question. Mark, what's upcoming in terms of events and character, and what are we looking forward to?
Well, nothing has been officially announced, but if we were gambling on what's next, I think we are going to assume that given what we have currently seen as a release schedule, that our next event in the coming week or weeks will be the Lost Chapters for Belthier, Ico, and Titus. So if you've missed any of those characters, you will have a chance to permanently recruit them and also have a chance for a limited time to draw Titus's weapons, Ico's weapons, and Belthier's weapons. This will create a conundrum for some people because our next event is the Ash event. And on the Ash banner, of course, we have Vaughn's 35 CP weapon, and also Ash's weapons are very good, and Ash is a very highly rated character. And there's another character on that banner, but I forget who it is. Anyway, after Ash will be Aerith or Eris, depending on what you prefer, and then Lion. And Lion would be Final Fantasy 11, right?
Lion?
Yeah.
That's very possible. Let me tell you real quick.
Lion from
Uh,
Final Fantasy 11?
Lion, yeah, 11.
Yeah, I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and then upcoming chapter 9 will be Irving, Edgar, and Sarah. So, so our next character events: Ash, Aerith, Lion, Garnet, Orin, and that's 5 weeks. That's a couple months. So yeah, that's too many in the way. But that Ash banner and that Lost Chapter banner, both very tempting banners. The Lost Chapter banner for today. So if you're struggling today, Aiko and Titus are going to help. The Ash banner, that is a kind of long-term meta banner. So if you want to get your ban, I'm not saying that's what I'm saving my Mithra for, my gems for, but that's what I'm saving my gems for. I don't have as many as I would like because I spent them all on Lightning. She's prettier than Man. Barely, a little bit.
So, we're at the point where we're ready to do the Twitch code giveaway, which we'll announce the winner after the end of the show. If you are on Twitch right now with us, by the way, I had a few people try their luck on Facebook and Twitter to try and send a passphrase that I'm about to give out in a few seconds. You cannot win that way. I'll be giving the details in a few seconds. If you are on Twitch right now and you want to have a chance at winning a Dissidia NT jump code, type on Twitch right now, Muggles are the best. And we'll do the draw. If you type it now and before the end of the show, you'll be eligible for the code, which we'll draw after the recording is done. So the passphrase is Muggles are the best. Ooh. Now, if you want to have a chance, we'll be giving out one code on Twitter and one code on Facebook. I don't think we'll wait until the next episode to announce the winner, because the codes are only valid until June 30th. So please make sure we'll probably give 3 or 4 days. So make sure that you like and retweet or like and share the post announcement that says the show is now live, as with last week, and we'll give one code out for each social media outlet. So that was our show for this week. You got anything else you want to say before we wrap this up, Mark?
Well, we thank Square Enix once again for gifting us with these codes that we can gift to you, and we'd be happy to gift to you anything else that Square gifts to us. So, or anything you gift to us. Yes, like fine wine. We will gift it to you. We will drink it for you.
And we'll give away the gift box. There we go.
Maybe you can't drink wine and you'd like us to explain what it tastes like. That's fine. We'll do that.
Yeah, we'll definitely do that. Yeah. All right, so that's going to be your show for us. Any information you might want to have for us is available at tccpodcast.com, and that includes our social media links and everything else. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're on everything else. So that's going to be it. That was episode 15, recorded on June 19, 2018. And we'll see you next week. Thank you so much.